Hello everyone, my name is Esther and I welcome you to Good Learners. Today we're going to be continuing our lecture on India, the events after 1960. In the last lecture, we concluded by talking about the assassination of Indira Gandhi. So, after Indira Gandhi's death, Rajiv Gandhi, her son, sworn in as India's youngest Prime Minister at the age of 40 in 1984. Rajiv Gandhi is known as the architect of digital India. He is often hailed as the father of information technology and telecom revolution in India. He promoted science and technology and associated industries. Indian Railways was modernized after introduction of computerized railway tickets. As he was a youth himself, he sought to empower the youth. An act was passed in 1989 lowering the voting age from 21 years to 18 years. In 1991, he was assassinated while campaigning for the elections by a suicide bomber from the LTTE in Sri Lanka. In the following general elections, the Congress was defeated because of the political corruption issues. A coalition party called Janata Dal was formed. It was a merge of three small opposition parties. A Janata Dal Prime Minister came into power named Vishwanath Pratap Singh. His important contribution was providing reservations for the backward classes. During his tenure as the Prime Minister, he implemented the Mandal Commission report for India's backward castes, paving the way for reservation for the OBC community in central government jobs. He also spoke out against the Babri Masjid demolition in 1992. A major setback was that the coalition was soon riven by disputes having to do with religious and caste issues. Singh finally resigned in 1990 because of these differences. Singh was succeeded by Chandrasekhar, belonging to Samajwadi Janata Party. He was the Prime Minister for just 7 months, the second shortest period after that of Charan Singh. His government couldn't introduce a full budget because on March 6, 1991, Congress withdrew its support during its formulation. As a result, Chandrasekhar resigned the office of the Prime Minister on the same day. By the end of 1980s, there was unrest in Jammu and Kashmir as terrorist activities had increased, which made the Kashmiri Pandits to leave the valley. So there were various changes that took place in India as well as globally after the 1990s. In the year 1991, Soviet Union disintegrated into several small countries. Also, the Cold War had finally ended. While in India, Narasimha Rao government had made several changes in the Indian economy. The Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Mosque issue came into light around this time. From 1996 to 1999, elections were conducted in which no political party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, which resulted in 3 governments in short span of time. These were of Prime Ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee, H.D. Dev Gowda and Inder Kumar Gujral. In the year 1999, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, belonging to Bharatiya Janata Party, became a Prime Minister. He tried to have a diplomatic dialogue with Pakistan over the Kashmir issue. He also travelled to Lahore by bus to meet with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, but the efforts were in vain. As soon the Kargil War broke out in 1999, India defeated Pakistan in this war. Also, during his tenure, India carried out Pokhran II nuclear tests in 1998. We're going to be talking about Indian economy now. Right after independence, India wanted to acquire modernity and self-reliance by setting up industries. It most importantly wanted to establish an economy based on social justice through planning. Thus, National Planning Commission was established in 1950 with Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru as the chairman. It coordinated development by formulating 5-year plans. The first 5-year plan was launched in 1951. Narasimha Rao government started various economic reforms from 1991. These economic reforms are called as economic liberalization. The Indian economy flourished as a result of the implementation of these policies. Foreign investments in India increased. Skilled Indian professionals helped reform the Indian economy. The field of information technology opened opportunities of employment. The changes after 1991 are also described as globalization. Globalization. Globalization brought changes in economy, politics, science, technology, society, and culture. India became an important member of international organizations like G20 and BRICS, which stand for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Thus, India emerged as an important country on the global scene. India witnessed a remarkable revolution in telecommunication technology. Mobile phones, internet, and communication facilities based on satellite have spread all across the country today. In the political field, India has demonstrated the world how a stable democracy can function successfully. All this has resulted in a total transformation in the lifestyle of Indians and especially the youth. These changes are visible from their dietary habits, clothing, language, and beliefs. In the field of science and technology, two major events took place in the year 1965 and 1975, respectively. In the year 1965, M.S. Swaminathan, also called the father of Green Revolution, implemented new scientific agricultural techniques. He increased the production of food grains by using machines, better techniques of irrigation, etc. Dr. Verghese experiment in cooperative dairy movement led to the increase of milk production in India. This was called as White Revolution. Dr. Homi Bhabha laid foundation of Indian atomic power program. India insisted that it's using this atomic energy for peaceful purposes like the generation of electricity, pharmaceuticals, and defense. Space technology. In 1975, first satellite Aryabhatta was launched. Today, India has successful space programs and many satellites have been launched. Telecom sector of India has also made some outstanding advances. Progress in field of atomic research, space and space technology is also seen. So there were various changes in the social field in India. Two important issues were addressed during this period, which were empowerment of women and upliftment of deprived sections of society. To promote all-round development of women and children, separate department was created. In the year 1985, Department of Women and Children Development, and this was under Ministry of Human Resource Development. Laws were made to ensure social justice to women, which included implementation of various schemes like Prohibition of Dowry Act and Equal Remuneration Act. In the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments, seats were reserved for women in local self-government bodies. Some constituents are, however, deprived of dignity and equal opportunities because of caste system. Thus, upliftment of these deprived sections was needed. So, in the year 1953, Kaka Saheb Kalkar Commission set up to make recommendations to improve the condition of these deprived sections. In the year 1978, Commission was established under the leadership of B.P. Mandal to study the issues of backward classes. Policy of reservation was adopted to strengthen representation of backward sections in various services and institutions. The government passed Prevention of Atrocities Act in 1989 to enable the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes to live with absolute dignity and respect, free from fear, violence, and the oppression of upper class. So that's it for today's video. This marks the end of this chapter. We hope you liked it, and if you did, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have any queries or suggestions, you can click on the link in the description box and we'll be happy to talk to you. Until then, happy learning!